Hi everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with FitnessRx for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, do you allow cheat meals weekly and do you ever allow sugar? Well, yes, of course. I'm not someone who is 100% rigid all the time. I don't think that's possible. I do have cheat meals on occasion. Is it every week? No. Is it every other week? Maybe. It just really depends on how I'm feeling, if I'm going on a vacation, if I'm having a dinner with friends. I mean, it really just depends, but I don't have structured cheat meals. So, but yes, of course, I do allow sugar. I think it would be unrealistic to say you can never have sugar ever again in your life. It's just in moderation. Do you work out the same body parts twice a week? I have heard a lot of people working legs twice a week. If you have a weaker body part, you can hit that muscle group twice a week. There's a couple ways you could do it. You could lift heavy both times, as long as you give yourself at least a 48-hour rest in between minimum if you're doing single body parts. So if you're doing legs, for example, you would do legs on Monday and then legs on Thursday. That way you have a couple days rest in between to allow for some recovery before you hit them again. If you're doing it that way, you can either lift really heavy one day and then do higher repetition, more moderate weight the second, or you can keep your rep range between 12 and 15 and lift heavy for both workouts. Just listen to your body, and if you're really sore or really fatigued before you do the second one, maybe wait an extra day or do the higher rep, more moderate weight. But yeah, it's totally great for lagging body parts. Do you wear gloves when you train? What are your thoughts on gloves and protecting your hands? I have never worn gloves. I don't like the way it feels. My hands tend to get kind of clammy as it is, and I feel like when I wear gloves they slip around a lot. I was a gymnast before, so I'm used to calluses on my hands, and that's why a lot of girls will wear them to prevent calluses so that your hand stays a little bit softer. But I personally like to feel the iron. I like to feel the metal on my hands. I feel like you get a better grip. So other people will differ on that and feel that the gloves help them get a better grip. So I guess it's personal preference. I would like to know how you maintain a healthy social life with your healthy lifestyle. How do you stay on top of your clean eating when you're at the movies, baseball games, football games, etc.? I know carrying a food cooler with you can't always happen with the security at these events. A lot of it is practice. I think if I'm going out to eat, I just order very specific. I tell them exactly what I want. Pretty much every single restaurant that you'll ever go to will have healthier options, or they can make it healthy for you. Eliminating sauces or putting it on the side. A chicken salad is always a healthy option. If I'm going to the movies, I'll bring a shake with me in my purse, or I'll bring chicken breast or something like that that I can eat while I'm at the movies, and I just hide it in my purse and no one ever sees it. If I'm at a baseball game or a football game, same thing. I just either put protein powder in a baggie in my purse and then add it to a water bottle, or I'll just put chicken in a bag. Honestly, like those kind of things, they're only like 3 to 5 hours long, so all you really need is one meal to tide you over, or one snack to tide you over. You can bring a bar, you can bring almonds. It doesn't have to be like a sit-down meal where you have to heat it up and bring your cooler with you everywhere you go. But I always have something with me just because I'm hungry all the time and I like to eat. And I tend to make bad choices if I wait too long before I eat. So if I go 5 or 6 hours and I'm starving, then I tend to get the fastest and most easiest available, which isn't always the healthiest option. And the last question I have is, what's your best advice for taking off size? I'm a mesomorph. I've been training for years and I feel like my traps and lats are just too large. I never train my traps and try very hard not to incorporate them at all. Do I stop training back for a while? Do I do every other week? Maybe just one exercise a week like pull-ups? Okay, for taking off size, you could stop training your back for a little while. You could do much higher repetitions and really lightweight, like much lighter. Decrease your protein. But yeah, I mean, I hate to say stop training altogether, but in order to lose the muscle, that may be what you have to do for a duration of time. Because anytime you hit the muscle, it will help kind of keep it in. If you keep your reps higher, it won't necessarily get any bigger, but the size may stay there for a while just because you've got so much time that you've invested in building that lean muscle that it'll be harder for it to go away. But decreasing your protein that you take on a regular basis, and then you know, taking off of that particular muscle group and just working other muscles around will help. You know, and then when you do train it with higher reps, like 20, 25 reps, really lightweight, just focusing on the squeeze, nothing really heavy. So that should help out. That's all the questions I have for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the FitnessRx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.